Hello everyone, I'm starting a new show on this channel, Chess Quiz, where I'm going to invite masters, grandmasters, chess content creators, and challenge them to the next test. Rules are kinda simple. There will be 5 sections. First one gonna be tests, where you can, it can be any general questions about chess, what gambit is this, who is like current world champion and stuff like that. For each answer, you get 5 points. There will be 5 questions. So in total, you can get 25 points for the section. Second one gonna be correspondence. And here you can get all or nothing, because there will be, let's say in the first video, there will be 5 quotes that belong to chess grandmasters, and you will have to correspond what quote belongs to what chess player. And for every correct guess, you will get 4 points, making it 20 in total with 5 correct answers. But you can, let's say, get absolutely 0 in the case when you answer everything wrong. Third one gonna be history. There will be 4 questions and 6 points for each. So it's possible to get 24 points. Right here, I don't really think that it's needed to be explained. There will be questions related to chess history, to the past. Next one gonna be puzzles, and it's gonna be like pretty blitz competition, because there will be 2 minutes and 30 seconds to solve 4 puzzles that are relatively simple, but it's not easy to manage to solve them all in time. There will be like different format, compositions made into but with twists and stuff like that. For every correct answer, you get 4 points, making it 16 in total. And the cherry on top, the final challenge is going to be worth 15 points, where you will have to guess the classical or legendary game that is pretty famous, pretty well known, and if you do everything correctly, you get 15 points. And by this test, we're gonna figure out who knows about chess absolutely everything, who is the strongest. Maybe we'll even make a face-off of the best players later. But the first guest is going to be right here, and after the short pause, we will start. Let's go. Hi again, and today our first guest, Misha Bilous, my friend, international master, great chess player, Austrian chess champion, Ukrainian champion under 20, and great coach. Hello, Misha.
Hi, Vlad. It's very generous of you to call me a great player. I, I
Yeah,
don't think
I
I don't think that's true anymore. I haven't played for a long, long time.
I'm pretty sure you are underestimating your power, and I believe in your skills. So yeah, more than you do.
I think you're the only fan in the whole world. Okay, maybe not the only, but there are very, very few of them.
Yeah, I'm one of them for sure. Okay, Misha, how do you evaluate your chances? How many points do you expect to score? What can you say?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to read quite a lot of books about chess history, and I was a big fan of reading all the novels and all the biographies. And it was very boring for me to analyze all the games with the lines. And, I just usually skipped them and went right to biographies. And yeah, but I've forgotten pretty much everything, and I don't remember not remember much. So I wouldn't evaluate my chances by.
Okay, but actually we still have history part, so you can like boost a lot of points, I hope, from here. But anyway, let's get started. The first part gonna be about tests, and let's begin. So the first question is, what is the fifth most popular first move of white according to Lichess and Chess.com Masters databases? It means like the first move that white plays: e4, d4, c4, knight f3, which are first four pretty obvious, but answers. First one, a b3, b g3, c knight c3, and d f4.
Well, yeah, I think it's a great question. And by the way, I don't think I've ever seen a test quiz like that
Yeah, thank you, Misha.
anywhere. And yeah, I think it's a very very good question. I guess the first four moves are pretty obvious. The first move is e4, and then d4, and then c4, and then probably knight s3. And I'm a big fan of b3. I've been playing a lot of b3 on the first move to develop
And
my
bullets.
yeah in bullet blitz as well to develop my dark squared elephant. But I don't think that's what masters play and grandmasters play, because g3 usually transposes some kind of English. So let's go with g3.
I'm
Make the right
absolutely sure with
answer.
this answer because like it costs a whole 5 points.
Well, five
Uh,
points are a lot, but I'm gonna risk. I'm gonna take that
Okay,
risk. And,
risk it all. Okay, so I mean, f4 and knight c3 are kind of definitely off meta move and you did not expect it, but b3 and g3 are the moves that you can see quite popular. And to be honest, from the first glance, I would also, I mean, I would seriously consider b3 because many people play it. But actually, Misha, you get it correct because g3 is the best move in the Masters databases because b3 yeah hasn't happened that often. But actually, funny part in the my chess base, mega base, b3 leads. So I don't know how they all count. That's the reason why I specified. So great answer, 5 out of 5. So far, perfect start. Ready for the second one?
yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy I got at least 5 points. So it's not gonna
Yeah,
be a total humiliation.
yeah, not
At
bad.
least I got something. So yeah, happy about that. Let's go on.
Okay, second question. Who is not a member of Chigorin's club? To specify, Chigorin's club is a club. I mean, to get to Chigorin's club, you need to win current chess world champion in the classical chess with a classical time control. It means like if let's say somebody won Magnus Carlsen when he was a world champion, he got into the club, or let's say somebody won Karpov, the same story. And answers. First one, Saric, Croatian grandmaster. Second one, Unziker, Wolfgang Unziker, German legend. Third one, very famous, well-known Ding, current world chess champion, if you count him so. And the last one, legendary Akiba Rubinstein. So, who do you think is the guy who has never won a world champion?
Well, that's a very interesting question. Akiba Rubinstein was well, he actually still is my favorite, one of my favorite players among non-world champions. He was
It's
one of the
hard.
strongest players at his time. I think if not the first World War, he would have become the first world champion. But yeah, it was difficult back then to play all the tournaments and all the world championship matches. But I'm pretty sure he beat the second world champion, Emmanuel Lasker, at some point. So that's definitely not the answer. And I remember that Sharic, the Croatian master, beat Magnus at some point. That was quite a big deal. Quite a big deal because the game became famous. So Sharic is a member of Chigorin's club, and we have two answers left. I mean, it sounds like a trick question because Dean is a current world champion, but I'm pretty sure that he must have beaten Magnus at some point. They've played so many games. It's hard to imagine that Dean never beat Magnus in a classical game. So I'm gonna go with the German legend here.
You believe in me that I'm not setting any traps along the way.
Yeah, I
So,
don't think he would set a trap so early. I'm gonna
okay,
go with
then I'm
B.
very glad that my friend has such a fond opinion of me. So it's an answer of Volga Nunziker. So let's keep the intrigue. Misha is absolutely right about Saric or Sharic. He won against Magnus Carlsen in 2013, I believe. Akiba Rubinstein, of course, won against Lasker, and actually, as I know, he couldn't play World Championship match because he couldn't find the prize fund, so it was kind of challenging. And then there was the First World War, so it was like kind of difficult. And the main question was, yeah, whether it's Wolfgang Unziker or Ding. And to my surprise, and probably to surprise of many our viewers, this is incorrect answer because the correct answer is Ding. And this is probably unexpected, and sorry, my bad that I put such a tricky question in the beginning of the test. But Dean Lorraine has now won Magnus Carlsen while he was a world champion in classical chess. He won only in rapid or blitz, but classic he couldn't climb it, and Magnus wasn't beaten against him. When Wolfgang Tunziker actually won against Botvinnik in 1961, legendary guy who is a kind of local meme in our like friend society, because he lost a lot of memorable games, like the one with the Karpov, when the bishop goes to a7 and blocks the whole position.
Yeah, that was their positional masterpiece, and I'm actually very surprised that Dean never beat Magnus. I never knew about that. I was pretty sure that he must have beaten him at least once. They've played probably like dozens of games, dozens
Yeah.
of games.
Actually, I was just shocked when I opened like the list on Wikipedia that Dink wasn't in the list, and I understood that would be one of the trickiest questions in the test. But okay, 5 out of 10, one pitfall I organized right here. Let's hope that next test will not be that terrifying. And let's go to the third one. And the third one, you can see the position on the screen. And what is the name of the gambit that you see on this picture? A. Danish, B. Elephant, C. Latvian, and D. Halloween. Misha, how are you with like name of gambits, name of mates,
Or
expert?
I'm absolutely terrible. I'm absolutely terrible with that. Usually, it's my students who educate me about all the names of different openings and like different stuff in chess. I'm absolutely horrible with that. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my
Okay,
best. So
because
let's try
yeah,
to eliminate some names. Well, so Danish is something else.
why
Danish
do you
can be
think
something.
so?
I think Danish. I don't remember exactly the moves over the Danish gambit, but it's definitely not d5 on the second move.
Okay,
And Halloween sounds like a trash opening. A good uh, a good move or a good gambit wouldn't be called Halloween. And d5 on the second move sounds like looks like a totally reasonable move. Well, Black's attacking the pawn on e4. I mean, seems like a good move. Actually, I'm curious why don't I play it? I should try. And two answers are left: elephant and Latvian. Um, well, I don't see any elephant involved the gambit, so I don't think that will be the elephant gambit. I think I'm gonna go with the Latvian one.
is it
My
your
answer is
final
C.
answer?
Yeah, my answer is C.
Okay,
Latvian.
your logic is really like strong iron, very logical. So let's see. Danish actually is indeed wrong, because it usually happens when you play 4 5 d4 ed c3 and give up all your pawns on the way for activity. Halloween, I guess, right now the fans of this opening, which probably was popular on YouTube some time ago, because I don't know, some top grandmasters tried it. It's like when you play 4 5 knight f3 knight c6 knight c3 knight f6 and take on e5, sacrificing and going for some counterplay. But I agree, it's hard to say very adequate. And the question was whether it's elephant or Latvian. And Latvian is very close, but it's wrong, because in fact Latvian, it's second move f5, not d5, which is yeah more risky, but it calls elephant gambit. And after d5, yeah, it's not that bad. White can get very solid advantage, very big right here if white knows what to do. But unfortunately, you don't get any points for that. Sorry, Misha, hitting you in almost nuts in this like topic.
No, it's okay. I think it's a very good question. I think after this quiz, I'm gonna go out there and try the elephant and the Latvian gambits. See what works better for me.
Yeah, I hope I will also remember all the gambit names, because I mean, I also like every time some student asks me like, "Do you know this gambit? Do you know this gambit?" And I'm like, "Oh, what is this?" I like first time hear that. Okay, next question. I hope it will be easier, maybe not, because next question will be about mates. What type of mate doesn't exist in chess? First one, alakines. Second one, epaulettes, or I don't know how to pronounce it, probably French name. C, Arabian, and D, fools.
Well, yeah, I mean that seems like a bit easier question. You're right. So we can definitely eliminate fools. Fool's mate, right? So it's the fastest checkmate
Yeah,
in
true.
chess, and then the Arabian checkmate. Or I've heard the name. I don't remember exactly which checkmate it is, but it definitely exists. So we can exclude Arabian as well. And that epaulet, I've never heard that word in my life. I don't speak a lot of French, unfortunately. And but I've heard about Alekine's gun, and I guess that would be a trick. There is an Alekine's gun, but probably there is no Alekine's mate. So I'm gonna go with the answer A.
It's like hard to trick you, Misha, because fool's mate, yeah, it's pretty obvious. F3, 5, G4, Queen H4, mate in 2. Arabian is a knight and rook interaction when king mated in the corner. And Alakine's mate doesn't really exist because there is an Alakine's gun, but epaulette mate is when the king trapped between two rooks and the queen delivers a mate. Pretty rare mate, but I mean, it would be pretty cool to deliver it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely would be cool.
So yeah,
I
right here,
remember
yeah.
the last time I delivered the checkmate because all my opponents resign when they have a lost position. I mean, in long game, in long over the board game. So usually you don't get a chance to deliver the checkmate.
Yeah, that's a pretty rare situation if you play some master. Nobody wants to get mated, at least. I don't know. Even if the mate is beautiful, let's say I will not play until the end because I'll just I don't know, be not in the mood. But okay, great logic right here, even without knowing the right answer, you figured it out. And next, last test question. Right now you go 10 out of 20, which is pretty fine. The last one, again, diagram. You see the position on the screen. How many solutions does this position have? So like how many ways does white have to win? And unexpected answers 1, 2, 3, or 4. So like let's test your calculations. Not the last time in this test, but this one is like pretty chill warm up before the I mean nervous test.
Yeah, don't expect any good calculation skills from a retired player. You know, I'm just terrified now. I'm absolutely terrified over of a possible embarrassment. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to solve
Okay.
this position. Well, all right. So white's attacking the king. That's pretty clear. The first thing I see is our queen h6, right? We can move our the queen right to the black king, and if our black takes the queen, then we can give the checkmate on the h file. Right? The king cannot go anywhere. All the squares are blocked, so that's the first check. If there is one solution. Well, so the next one, we can also move the queen to h2. And after that, the king has to go back, and then we can deliver the checkmate, moving the queen all the way to h8. After that, the queen goes to g7. Yeah, so that should be the second checkmate.
Yeah. Okay.
And there is also another check with the rook, and that could lead somewhere. That could lead somewhere, but it seems like the king escapes. Like the king goes g8 and then to f7, and the rook alone cannot really checkmate the king that easily as the queen. So yeah, let's say there are
Are you
two
sure that
solutions.
rook h1 doesn't work and you stop on 2?
I can never say I'm sure at this point, but
Ready to
that's what I
gamble?
think. Yeah, I will
Okay.
gamble. I will try my best. solutions.
Let's see. Queen h6 is true, the most beautiful mate, because after king h6 there is rook h1 and the king has nowhere to go. Queen h2, queen h8, queen g7 maneuver also lead to the fast mate. But after rook h1, king g8, rook h8, king f7, despite the fact it looks like absolutely winning and we have some bishop d4 checks, there are a lot of defense, including bishop f7 and moves like that. And this is a correct answer. Rook h1 leads only to a draw with the best play of both sides. So it's correct and you get the third right answer, which gives you 15 points out of 25, which is pretty much alright. How do you feel? Like, did you expect more or happy with what you've got?
I'm actually pretty happy with what I've got. I mean, I couldn't expect to guess the right name of like any gambit. I'm so bad at this, so I'm not upset about that. And I'm actually super happy to find out that Dean isn't a member of Chigorin's club. I mean, this is the information I can use in my lessons to entertain my students. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Poor Dink, he already like about to lose his title, but even right here he will be teased. But okay, let's go to the second part, which gonna be the juiciest in my opinion, correspondence tasks, and let's go. So this is correspondence part, one of the most, interesting ones in my opinion, because you can either find some treasure and get 25 points easily, or it's gonna be a curse and you will be left with 0. Today, there will be 5 tests. Five lines, like 5 quotes of chess grandmasters or world champions, which you need to correspond to chess players. First one. A. Chess is war over the board. The object is to crush the opponent's mind. B. It was impossible to win against Capablanca. Against Alexander Alekhine, it was impossible to play. C. Blunders are there all on the board, waiting to be made. D. The passed pawn is a criminal who should be kept under lock and key. Mild measures such as police surveillance are not sufficient. And the last one, E. A good player is always lucky. And our chess players: Jose Capablanca, Aaron Nimtsovich, Savely Tartakova, Paul Keres, and the last one, legendary Robert James Fischer. So try to correspond the right answers and figure out what's correct, what belongs to who.
Well, that doesn't look easy at all. Well, but I'm trying. I will try my best. I will try to. I will try to figure it out. I don't think I've ever seen these quotes, or maybe I've seen some of them, but I don't really remember. I don't really know who said what. But let's figure it out. Okay, so let's start with the second one. It was impossible to win against Capablanca. So it wasn't. It couldn't be Capablanca. I mean, I hope it wasn't Capablanca who said that. I hope he was humble enough to to say something else. So I don't think it was Blanca, and it was definitely somebody at their time, Capablanca and Alekhine. So it definitely not Fisher or Harris. I think it's sounds like Nimtsovich to me. I'm gonna go with Nimtsovich.
So
I'm gonna go with
let's keep in mind you can change your like mind in the end, but for now we remember B2, okay?
B2 exactly. Okay, let's then go with Fischer. Fischer, one of my favorite players, the man who went a bit too crazy, but was a genius player, and he was a very aggressive player in chess. Uh, Definitely kinda an aggressive person in terms of communicating, in terms of communication and in terms of everything. So I would expect him to say something very brutal, like chess is a war over the board. The object is to crush the opponent's mind. I think that could be Fischer. Okay, and let's say for now that A corresponds to 5, A5.
Okay, saved.
Okay, let's go to Keres. Keres, their man, a man from Estonia, was a classy Estonian guy. So I would expect him to say something um, very polite, something very wise. It's not easy. It's not easy. And the blunders are all there on the board waiting to make you could say that. But I would expect him. He was very, very humble man. Humble chess player, so maybe a good player is always like him. Maybe that. Let's say e4. E4. I mean, I'm a d4 player, so I
E4
will
is a
be. I
great
will be
move. Approved.
yeah. I will be banned from the d4 club after that. But and 25 points are more important than being able to play d4 in the first. So yeah, third takeover and Capablanca roulette, right? So
Mhm.
Capablanca was a very intuitive player, and I would expect him to say the blunders are all there on the board waiting to be made. I can imagine him saying that. Um, so I would go c1, and the pass pawn is a criminal, be kept under lock and key. Um, that could be
Third-
Tartakover. I don't know much about Tartakover, but he seems to me like a person with a solid understanding. You could you could talk about fast pawns and stuff. So that will be my answers.
Oh, it's like your final answer.
I think so.
You
Maybe I
don't
will
wanna
stick
you
with
don't
you.
wanna change anything. This is like your solid final answer.
I mean, it's definitely not solid, but it is my final answer.
Okay. So let's see whether it's a curse or a trash, and it's gonna be like huge boost to confidence of Misha. And let's start with the first one. A chess is a war over the board. The object is to crush the opponent's mind, and this is correct because this is Robert James Fisher. Because this isn't his style, even though he always said that he kind of like plays against like the pieces, not against the opponent, right? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, because like right here, yeah, it's like definitely quote belong to him because it's like pretty aggressive, dominant, like in his style. Then, actually, it was impossible to win against Capablanca. Against Alexander Alekhin, it was impossible to play. Misha, how? Okay, so like, how do you think? Like, who potentially played with the same era as Capablanca and Alekhin?
I mean, I think I said Nimzovich, right?
But
Think he plays.
yeah, kinda. Nimzovich. Actually,
And
funny,
offer the Tartic over, but uh,
but
I
also
think he was late.
Keres also played in the same era. Nimzovich was in the like beginning of the pass of Alekhin and Capablanca before they become world champions.
On.
So this was like the main battle. Tartakover was in like in 30s,
Mhm.
and Keres was a star. And actually, if you watched the video about the on our channel about the best chess players who hasn't become world champions, where Keres spoiler on the first place, one of my favorite chess players ever, because he played in the end of 30s. And he actually played with Capablanca, with Alekhin, and he was the one before the Second World War who had to challenge Alekhin to the match. So it was a
Mm.
Keres. It was a Keres who said that because he had a really great respect. It's kind of humble answer, so respect to both of the opponents. So it's Keres.
Yeah, I mean, I always think of Keres as somebody who dominated after the Second World War, and I
Actually,
guess
it
that.
was done for him because the USSR kept him under lock. Okay, so the blunders are all over on the board, waiting to be made. Sounds fancy, right?
Mm, does it?
Kinda,
Yes.
because Tartakover was a chess writer, as far as I know, and it belongs to him because it's like really looking like you see it somewhere in the book. And in general, there are a lot of such quotes belong to him. So this is also incorrect. The passed pawn is a criminal who should be kept under lock and key. And right here, actually, there was another quote in the beginning, but it looks like a quote from some book, especially positional book.
My
And that,
system probably, yeah. I
yeah,
was
yeah,
being quite stupid here because it's definitely sounds like a quote
yeah,
from a very
true.
fundamental book, and my system found them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a good play is always lucky is Capablanca because yeah, I mean pretty good quote, and it's more or less famous. But actually, Misha got unlucky because I mean there were quotes of Capablanca and Nemtsovich that were different and they were easier. But I couldn't fit it on the screen because then they would be unreadable, and I needed to choose something different. So it's unluck for sure. And this is a correct standings right here, and like you get only 5 points out of 25. Unfortunately it's a curse, but it was a great
Oh,
try.
wait, but I got two, no?
Which is the second one?
A good player is always like a Capablanca. I think I
Good
said that,
player.
no?
Okay, you said a good player is always lucky. You said it's Keres.
Yeah, sorry, my
About
bad, my bad.
Capablanca you said about the blunders that was about
Yeah,
to be
my bad,
made.
my bad. Yeah, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
unfortunately,
right.
it's 5. Misha, it was a good try, and Keres just really
Well,
nailed you,
I'm
unfortunately.
happy I got 5. I'm happy I got 5. You know,
Okay.
a good player is always lucky, and I haven't played over the board for such a long time, so I guess that's the quote that definitely corresponds to me.
Okay. Let's go to the history. Hope here Misha will strike back. So, right now, history. Misha read books. I hope he has something in his memory and the questions will not be that difficult. Because for now, Misha goes like how much? 20 out of 45. It's like,
Oh,
it's
not
like
so bad,
exam.
not so bad.
Yeah. But it's like if it was university and it was exam when you need to get 60 to pass through, then it would be tricky. But
I
okay,
think that will take away my title after that.
no, nobody would. Unless FIDA watches this and decides, yeah, to take it away. But which player held the world champion title the longest? And right now we actually have a series on our channel about world chess champions, so you can check it out. Our first episode, second one is about to come. And answers: Betwinik, B. Capablanca, C. Kasparov, and D. Lasker.
Well, that's a great question because I think I know the answer. And um, back then, a long time ago, there I don't think there was a chess federation like International Chess Federation, FIDE, like now, and there were no rules, no strict rules about the World Championship matches. And Lasker had been the world champion for how many 27 years or something like that. I don't remember exactly. And yeah, he just didn't want to play against the strongest players at his time. He's a wise man. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the second world champion, Lasker.
Okay, so the answer is Lasker, and I will not keep the intrigue. It's obviously correct answer, and it's 27 years. But actually, in general, it was like hard to gather money. Plus, he played like pretty rare, and even like that, he almost lost a title against against who he played against Schlechter. But yeah, that's correct. Actually, I wanna shout out to my friend, Spanish friend Vladimir, who is co-owner of this channel. He here failed, so. Yeah, I don't remember who said, but Misha is correct because it is indeed Lasker who held the title the longest, and that's a great answer. You get 6 points, so like for every history question, it's 6. So right now it's 26, not bad. Next
Happy,
one,
I'm happy
yeah,
about that.
like here started bouncing back. How many moves did the longest chess game in history last? That's a spicy question. 152, 231, 269, 358.
Okay, there is no way I'm gonna answer that correctly unless I just guess. I mean, okay, I
So,
can definitely exclude the first A, 152. I mean, I'm not sure I've ever played a game that long, but I might have. And somebody definitely played longer than that. Um, okay, so 231 still sounds a bit too short. Be the longest game in chess history. Chess history is very very long. There were millions games played. Millions, I think so. 269. That sounds closer to true. So debate between the answer C or the answer D. Well, well, well. Well. 358. That's a lot. That's uh, that's a bunch of moves. I think I'm gonna go with the answer C. 100.
okay, Misha, if you play the lottery today, maybe this would be your lucky day. Because that's right, 152. I mean, is it a joke? But let's say it between us three, you strike in the middle and get the right answer. It's 269. It's a game Nikolic Arsovic. I don't remember when it was played, but it was 20th century, second part of it. And that's correct because 358 sounds like really, really a lot. So you guessed it right, and another 6 points so far, no misses. It's like, I don't
Oh,
know, chess
I bet.
historian.
The players were absolutely exhausted because 1 year ago I was playing a lot of tournaments. Actually, the most important game I played to score my last norm was a very long game. I think I played around 150, close to 150, and I was absolutely exhausted. I won the game only because my opponent was more exhausted than me. I would rather run a marathon than play a game that long, 269 moves.
Sounds like some boxer match, let's say like Thriller in Manila. It was Fraser versus Ali when they like barely could stand before the last round. So yeah, chess is also exhausting, guys. If you thought that it's like easy, keep being in tension for like 7-8 hours. It's not that
So
easy.
just play a tournament, and then you will change your mind.
Yeah. But okay, next one, third one. For now, if I'm not mistaken, it's 32 out of 57. So you like getting back. And the new question: which famous politician has games in chess-based database? So like there is a mega base when there are a lot of games from different like centuries, 15, 16, 17, 18, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. So answers: Napoleon first, Queen Victoria is B, C Otto von Bismarck, and D Alexander III.
Well, that's a very very fun question. A
Yeah.
very very fun question. I love it. I absolutely love it. I would, I was expecting modern chess players. So I was expecting maybe some Latvian politician. I think there is a female player who is very strong, and he's a current current politician in Latvia. But or I might
Is it
I
is
might
it
be
the
mistaken.
wife of like Magnus Carlsen coach,
Yeah,
like
I think so,
Chmielita
but I might be
Victoria?
mistaken. Might be mistaken. But these answers are definitely much more fun. Napoleon first. That sounds correct to me, but okay, Queen Victoria, I don't think she played chess. Otto von Bismarck had a strategic mind. Yeah, I mean, obviously people can have different opinions about him, but he was one of the iconic political figures in history of Germany, right?
Yep.
And I think he might have played chess, but I don't think he has games in chess-based database. There are games of him. I mean, in any chess database. Alexander III. I don't think so. So I would go with Napoleon first. I think he played. I think he actually has there are games of him. I think it's Napoleon first.
Okay, that's your final answer. And actually, yeah, it's like pretty funny question. And if I'm not mistaken, because it's been a while since I created these questions, all politicians played chess, but only Napoleon First has games in the chess database. And actually, I saw it in some like chess children book in my childhood, and it was like pretty cool. It was some King's Gambit. I don't remember, was it, I mean, there was some game like Napoleon Kizaritsky or something like that, or maybe I'm mixing up, but it's correct. And it's like 3 out of 3 in history. It's in total 38 out of 63. So, Misha, you're like, historic monster, just like eating all this exercises very easily. Okay, the last one. I hope you will score 4 out of 4. And this,
After all, reading all these books when I was a kid wasn't completely worthless. I'm
yeah.
getting points on
So, like,
the only chess quiz in the chess YouTube world.
yeah,
So yeah,
it's like, when like students in school complain, how will I need it in the like real life? Here it is, quizzes, here we come. So the question: Who has never changed his chess citizenship or federation or like so? Yeah, who has never changed country of living? I don't know. Again, citizenship. First one, Paul Benko. B, Zigbert Starash. C, Aaron Nimcovich again. He's a lot of him today. And D, Emmanuel Laske.
okay, so I'm gonna start with the easiest one. Manuel Lasker had a crazy life, and because yeah, I guess any person who lived through the First World War, the Second World War, I mean, there were a lot of things going on back then, and he moved a lot. I think at some point, the end of his life, he even moved to USSR, and yeah, so he definitely changed their chess federation. I mean, I'm not entirely
But I
sure,
mean,
but
citizenship, federation doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, I struggle to find the right name, but everybody probably understands what I mean.
yeah, I think I understand what you mean. I think I'm not sure how official it was, but he definitely changed it. And Ron Nimcovich, I think he was. I mean, he's originally from Poland, and Poland was kind of a main battlefield again in all these wars. And I'm pretty sure that he moved somewhere and he changed his federations as well. Um, Siegfried Tarish, I don't know a lot about him, but I would expect him to change. So I would go with Paul Banco. I don't remember exactly where he's from. Um, he sounds Eastern European to me, but I don't remember exactly where he's from. But I don't think he changed any further. I'm gonna go with Paul Banco.
It's your final answer.
Yeah,
Okay. Emmanuel Lasker, true, he like changed it to USSR. Actually, he was studying some maths in the university. Then they left before all this like repressions or during them to US. So he changed it kind of twice. Aaron Nimcovich was originally not from Poland. He was born in Riga, Latvia.
oh,
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, at least on Wikipedia it was said like that. Maybe I'm mistaken. Or maybe I'm googled somebody else. Maybe it was not Nimcovich and Rubinstein. Would be shame on me. Uh, but he actually like changed it to Denia.
That's surprising. That's very surprising. Dania is not a very chess country, and
So yeah, that's the point. Unless I messed something up, but yeah, probably I shouldn't have, because I don't know, I have a desire to mix up Nimcovich and Rubinstein because they lived very close in the like era and stuff like that. But yeah, after First World War, he moved to Denia, and originally he was Okay, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, from Riga. And the final answer, Paul Benko or Zigbert Tarash, and this is incorrect answer because Tarash is like the German guy. Like, I mean, what can be more German than Tarash? Of course, he has never changed it. And Paul Benko, you're right, because he was from Hungary and he moved to US after Soviet Union bloody things. Like in 1957 and stuff like that. So he like managed to leave, even though it was hard for him, as I read. And he represented US. He like had some combats with Fischer in Olympiads. He also played. So yeah, it's like Zigbert Tarash. Unfortunately, couldn't get this perfect streak.
Well, but for me, I should have get that right.
So it's like 38 out of 80. Oh, 68. Okay, that should be correct. And we move into the next stage, almost the last one. It's gonna be puzzle solving. Let's go. So right now we have kind of blitz section. Misha, you will have 4 puzzles to solve. One of them will be from the puzzle rush, not the easiest, not the beginning ones, but still fairly easy. 2 mates in 2, but don't get delusional, everybody, because it's gonna be not that simple with a little twist, and it's not gonna be super forced. And the last one is going to be composition. That is pretty famous, fairly easy, and possible to shorten the short amount of time. You'll have 2 minutes and 30 seconds for everything. I will give you like timestamps when you're ready. So like, please concentrate and try your best. The whole world is watching you. Ready?
I'm excited about the puzzles. Let's go. Let's get them done.
Okay, and let's begin.
My God, making me work. Okay, so should I play rook d7 here? And then if the queen takes, then queen f8 comes with checkmate. If the queen goes to e8, I think we can play queen g. No.
You're pretty close.
And then queen d2. I think queen d2,
Exactly.
rook d8. So
And then
rook
after
d7.
queen d2, rook d8. That's right, next one. Here, mate in 2.
White to move, mate into right.
Yeah,
The pawns are going
down.
down. Okay. Oh my God, you're making me work so much. What are we having here? And
1 minute.
I mean, it can be never check that I remember. And if the king takes, then knight knight e3, checkmate. We just need to create some kind of a zugzwang. And yeah, maybe it's king to g5, and if the king takes on f1, then knight e3. And if king f3, then knight to no knight h4. Okay, king e5 then. And after king
Correct,
f3,
correct.
knight
King
e4.
e5. That's right. Next one.
Perfect. So this one seems like queen a6 to me, but I gotta check that first. Queen a6, bishop take. No, there is no check. There is no check. Okay. Should be also some sort of a zugzwang. I guess it could be bishop g2, and if bishop takes, then queen takes. And if the rook
Correct.
goes somewhere,
Correct.
then
The last one, you have 30 seconds left.
okay, this one I've seen before, but am I gonna guess it or not? Could be rook a5, and if the queen takes, then knight e6. No, but then check. Queen for check doesn't work. So first we gotta give a check. Rook a4 check, and then if king to c5, then rook a5 check, and the queen will fall. And if king e5, then the rook to a5.
e5.
And after c5, we've got what have we got? D4.
Time is up. Do you say like rook a4, king e5, rook a5, c5, instantly tell move?
Rook takes c5. Queen takes
Queen
c5,
takes.
d4.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. 4 out of 4, 2 minutes and a half.
Oh
Or
my God.
just enough. That's a genius performance. Just to go like back, just to like review all the tasks. We'll take a look at them, but like the first one right here, rook d7, queen cannot take, we have queen f8. If queen moves, we have queen d2. Right here, king e5 created zugzwang. But okay, probably I will edit it so that we could explain it better. And that's correct, 4 out of 4. So Misha, you get 16 points for it.
I'm
Which
surprised. I would expect the chess part to be the worst part of my chess education so far. But yeah, I'm surprised.
So, entering now the final test. Actually, I calculated it right, so I kind of gave you false information before. Right now, Misha has 53 out of 85. So right now, if he was at university and needed to score 60, it would be like everything at stake. I remember how like my tutors marinated me for this like 5 points in the end. I hope this will
I'm
be
gonna
easier
search
for
for
you.
you as well as
Yeah.
our beloved professors university.
Yeah. So I hope. Okay, right now Misha will have to guess the games that I'm gonna show it. It's gonna be like classical, legendary. Normally everybody knows it, maybe not, but we'll see. Like little, I don't know, help maybe, but Vladimir, my friend, who is like co-owner of this channel, guessed it right because some student showed it 4 months ago for him. So you're ready? How do you think? Can you guess it?
I don't know. I don't know that many games, but I mean I don't know that many games with the names of the players and of the like name of the tournaments and all that stuff. I could recognize the game, but I'm not sure that I would recognize. I would remember, the
But
names.
yeah, if let's say you don't remember players, maybe you remember like what tournament it was or like what year it was approximately, it could give you some additional points just as additional help. So let's
Okay.
get started then.
Okay, so here we go. What's that? What's that? Is it gonna be some kind of the modern defense, right? So it's definitely not from the 19th century because people back then didn't play chess like that, right? So it's a relatively modern game. It could be played in the the beginning of um, the previous century, but looks more or less modern to me so far. So far, I can't recognize it. I have no idea.
The main event will happen later, which people remember this game for.
Okay. Okay, so we are resolving pressure in the center. Rook takes d4, c5. The rook is attacked. It's gotta go back. And we have a weird situation. Long castle in both sides castle one. Who is attacking who? Knight a5. Right. I don't think it's a game played by top players, by modern top players, because people don't really play modern defense nowadays at the very, very top level. People played it even like 30 years ago, though. Well, that's interesting. There's some mess happening, and who takes it? Oh my god. What a style. Now I remember that. Rook is 7. Sacrifice and all the rooks. Give the checkmate. I definitely have seen this game. And now the question is whether I can remember it or not. Remember the names of the players. Is there gonna be a checkmate on b3?
No, as I recall, even though I added this game, I approximately remember how it ended.
Okay. Okay. Well, I've seen the game. But definitely I don't remember the names of the players who played it. And Queen A1. Oh my god, what a beautiful game! Only if I could play like that. King is running all over the board. Why is gonna catch
And
him?
bishop of 1, great sacrifice as well.
Rook
Rook
B7. Okay,
d7.
so it's definitely somebody very very quickly. Bishop 64. What? Is there gonna be a boring ending? I thought there would be some checkmate.
But I mean, before it was not boring at all, honestly saying so.
Yeah, before it wasn't. It wasn't boring. I guess the rest is not interesting. It's not gonna add any new information to the game. Let me start thinking him. It's a crazy game. The modern defense. Um, played by anybody. Played by anybody. So
But okay, who do you think? Like, it's pretty easy to like limit the number of players who could really pull this off and play so well, calculate so much, and it's gonna
well,
be
it could
easier
be
to
it
narrow
could
it
be
down.
Kasparov. It could be Kasparov. It could be Fischer. It could be, I mean, obviously somebody who played very very dynamic chess, right? I don't think that anybody would play. But I mean, Fischer doesn't play the. Wait, the first move was e4. Okay,
Yeah.
Fischer played e4. So it could be Fischer because who would play the modern defense against Kasparov? I doubt that. But at the
If you
time of
try to recall players who competed against him who was on top,
Topalov, I don't think it's because Kasparov Topalov game. I don't think so. Who would be so crazy to play such an opening? I mean, it's a great opening, but not against Kasparov. Um, but I mean, I guess that was Kasparov who played it as white, and who could play it against him? Ivanchuk. I mean, Ivanchuk is the only player who could pull something like that off.
okay, decide, Misha, because we can continue it for ages.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Kasparov, Ivanchuk.
What
Uh,
year do you choose
Year
approximately?
early 90s, 91.
I mean, 1 year choose.
1 year, okay, 91, 1991.
Okay, and the tournament, it's a very famous tournament.
Lenars.
Okay, Misha, you get, I mean, in university you would be happy because you get 7 points because it's Kasparov, but the rest you didn't guess. And the funny part, you said it cannot be Topalov, and it is Topalov. And this is immortal game of Kasparov 1999, and it was played in Vacanzea. And yeah, this like super famous game. And you got your 60 points, so let's say you will not get kicked out, and your title will remain yours. So you kind of passed the test, let's put it that way.
To be honest with you, I completely confused that game with the last game Kasparov played in his career. It was in 2004. He lost to
Yeah,
Follow, and for
yeah.
some reason, I thought that was that game, but it was.
But I mean, it was like already like, yeah, Kasparov who's like retiring chess. Okay, do you like the test, Misha?
Yeah, it was great. It was great, and I hope to see more episodes of our chess quiz
Yeah,
because there's
thank
nothing
you.
nothing like that out there, and I hope guys you all enjoyed that. Don't forget to like the video. It takes less than a second for you to do that, but the the guys Vlad and Vladimir will continue doing their work, continue doing their quality analysis of the world champions and other stuff and other episodes of our chess quiz, hopefully.
Okay, Misha,
So
you're
follow the channel
advertising
and
it even
like
better
the
than
video.
me. Thank you a lot for, I mean, for coming. Thank you a lot for being the first guest, not being afraid to challenge something new. And I guess you handled it pretty well. Could be even like better if you had more luck, especially tactical part. What was outstanding? Who could have thought I would definitely like somewhere fail, especially Maiden too. So thanks you for having me, for having you here, and please like and subscribe. It was a lot of work for us. We recorded it like few days, few times, and I've been carrying this idea for half of the year to finally record it. And if you want to see next episodes, please support this video as much as you can, and see you in next videos. Goodbye.